Tarot with Tanya. This is my new series, third installment of 7 cards for 7 days. And this time we are starting with Monday, June 27th, and going to the Sunday, 3rd of July. Welcome to you. Hope this finds you in a good space, and hope that this reading somehow helps you as well. So for our first card, which would be for Monday, tomorrow in my case, it is the Knight of Pentacles. The Pentacles royalty cards, particularly for some reason it seems to me the males, are associated with a slowness, a steadiness. Getting things done, can be materially oriented because they are pentacles or discs, earth cards. And I am also using, I forgot to mention, the Rider's Waite Smith deck. And I think it tells beautiful stories in each of the cards. And, you know, here our knight is holding his disc, of course, and seems to me like he's kind of contemplating, what do I do with this? What do I do with my earthiness, my material power? If you follow astrology, you probably know Saturn is retrograde now, and this week Neptune goes retrograde as well. To me, that's kind of intense. We have these planets in that quadrant of the, not quadrant even, but that section of those of the charts where, you know, it's hitting us in our friendship areas, that's a very social area, our institutions, our dreams, wishes, endings, things like that. So there's just been so much going on. Last week was intense for all kinds of reasons. So hopefully tomorrow feels a little bit more grounding, that you can take those energies, get yourself off to a perhaps slower start, but feel like what you're doing is putting things in place that will help you for the rest of the week and your future. Then we get Tuesday's card, and again, that's the day that Neptune goes retro, and we get the 7 of Swords. So swords are mental energies, air cards, thoughts, projections, potentially. Often this one is seen as the thief. He's got sneaky feet, I think, the way that they are sort of lifting up, and of course the look back over the shoulder as well. When I first started reading cards, I was using the Mother Peace deck, and then I moved on to the Thoth deck, the Aleister Crowley one, and I love both of those. In the Crowley deck, there's such a different depiction of this card. Of course, you have the 7 swords, but it's labeled futility, and you have 1 large sword and then 6 swords aimed at it, and that has always stuck with me. It feels not necessarily like thievery, like taking something that doesn't belong to you or having something taken from you, and more like, is it futile? Is what I'm wanting a futile wish for me? Can I ever get there? And given issues around the world with what I see, and many agree, as the rising of fascism, and unfortunately intertwined with religion, and lots of desire to oppress people. You know, this card might speak to something like that. You know, what happens? So we've got the micro level, our personal lives, and how we might have a day of thinking, well, can I really get what I want? You know, or is it futile? Or am I afraid to get what I want? That's another way of reading this card. Or on the, you know, larger social or macro level, you know, are we going to make it? Are we going to survive the planet changing? Are we going to survive these upheavals in society? So maybe a loaded day, Tuesday. Be kind to yourself. Then we come to Wednesday, and we have the 4 of Cups. And this showed up a couple of weeks ago as well. You see the person sitting by the tree, really not paying attention, closed off from this, what some call like a hand of spirit or God, whatever, reaching out. Here is a cup. Here is a chalice. And you might connect this back to the Ace of Cups, where the chalice is presented. And, you know, in the Two of Cups, we have a couple sharing. And then in the Three of Cups, we have that harmony. And those three cups are sitting down here. And, you know, one of my friends suggested that it's sort of like this person's like, oh, the party's over. Or, I don't have the grace anymore. I don't have the good times at the moment. But there's that cup coming out. It is being offered. There is a new way to feel, to perceive things. And fours do have the stability energy to them. They belong to the earth, and so they do help stabilize. So maybe that over the hump day, Wednesday, can feel like there might be some limits emotionally, but also that there can be some stability when you embrace those limits and don't go into resistance. Thursday, we get the Knight of Wands. So this is our second Knight, second Royal card. And wands, instinct, hair standing up on the back of your neck, that sometimes it's not even thinking things through and just jumping towards something, doing something because it feels like you have to at that moment. And it can be a very good thing. Of course, it can be impetuous and maybe something you might regret later. But I love the card, the energy of it. It can be a sort of fun, pursuing card, a very creative card, a very passionate kind of card. And it feels like after, you know, the starting with the Pentacles, the slow night, and then, you know, having that potentially sort of soul-searching day of, you know, is what I'm doing futile, or, you know, is the world going to make it, so forth. And then, you know, the kind of emotional quietness and looking within on Wednesday. By Thursday, it might be nice to have some more energy and action. So this night can bring it. It's a double masculine because one, it's a knight, and then two, it's wands, which are considered a masculine element. Then when we get to Friday, we have the Queen of Cups. Sometimes she's also called the Water Fairy. She's sitting here, maybe, I don't know, beach glass or fairy glass, sometimes people call it, pebbles at her feet, and of course the water surrounding her. And she is contemplating this very royal, large chalice that she has in her lap. So the Queen of Cups is, I mean, it's a double feminine, of course. Queens are feminine. Water is a feminine element. And she can speak to our emotional satisfaction, our compassion, our empathy. What are we doing with our feelings? Are we in tune with them? Are we connecting with other people? Things like that. So it could be a day where we step back for a moment and appreciate the relationships that we have, the connections that we have, the people we love, or maybe our pets. Last week it was Gertrude here as my kitty friend, and this week I have Nan. So I've been doing a lot of cat sitting this year. Yeah, she's here for pets. Maybe she'll make an appearance. Then when we get to Saturday, we get another Wands card and another minor, and this is the Two of Wands. In the Thoth deck, it's labeled Dominion. Another deck, I've seen it called Alliance, and I like the Alliance. Dominion can have this energy of who's going to come out on top. You know, you got two people sparring potentially. But if it's an alliance, both are strong. They can go toe to toe. They can air their opinions. They can take their actions, but they can do it in a kind of harmony. because twos are balance. Twos are pairs, obviously. So they can work together. It could be an energy of that sort of thing. So maybe, by next Saturday, new alliances are made. That would not at all surprise me on the macro level. I think right now, with some of the things that have been happening, particularly in American politics, we're looking for those alliances. But I think it's worldwide too. And then maybe it can also be in your personal life. And then for Sunday next week, we end up with another Wands card. So a lot of this instinctual, fiery sort of energy. This is our third card out of this spread that is a Wands card. This being here on our card looks like she has been on a pretty rough journey. Beaten up, got the bandaged head, leaning on the staff or rod here, almost like, being helped to stand up. It can represent, I have the determination to finish something. It can represent great weariness. It can also represent, I know how to save my energy and use it when I need it. So it's not wasting energy. And, you can, I think, come to that interpretation through this figure who probably has learned a lot about what not to do from the condition that he is in, she. So can, share that with us. Maybe try a different way. Don't waste your energy getting yourself all riled up emotionally. There's a lot to contemplate these days, and to step back and to stay in our inner peace. It's challenging. There's just no doubt about it. 9 is also a number of things about to change. I love in numerology, you add 9 to anything and you get the same number. So it's almost like a disappearing number. I think of it as the magic number. So it feels round and it rolls, and I feel like we will roll through this energy if we can, again, be mindful enough to step back and think about how we're applying that energy. So all in all then, a couple of knights and a queen. So we ended up with 3 royal cards. And I will also say about royal cards, or court cards are sometimes called, they can represent people around us or our own energies. They can be like family members or friends, or perhaps even, public figures who we are tuned into for whatever reasons. So we've got some of that stuff going, that sort of, all right, I'm going to look at this archetype. I'm going to look at this person, what is represented by that energy. And then we have the swords, mental, as I said, and 7s are interchange as well. Like 7, you're building up that energy to go someplace with it. You're maybe not sure what you're going to do yet, but you're going to be making a move. 4 we talked about is the earth, and the cups are emotions. And then by Thursday, that Knight of Wands and that fiery energy coming back in, moving forward, back to our Queen of Cups on Friday, more wand energy, Saturday, and that 2 of Alliance, and then we end on a 9. So that'll be interesting, how do we roll into the next Sunday? So please come back. Next Monday, after that's Sunday. So the 9 of Wands is actually on Sunday. So please come back next week, and I'll have another reading for you for that week that's coming up. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can find my information below in the description box, and you can also find me at www.tarotwithtanya.net. Thank you so much, and I hope this has helped you in some way. And may you find some peace, some ease, and some happiness in this coming week.